Hello again, friends. I hope you are all doing well. Here we are again with another update on the Exela Technologies short squeeze effort. So following two sessions of decline in the lead up to and following the release of some mixed trading results from Exela Technologies on Tuesday, almost as if they were goading the market, Exela Technologies announced a large deal which basically re-kickstarted the short squeeze for the stock. Partly spurred on by this news, I bought back into the stock early in yesterday's trade. So what I want to do in this video is provide a bit of an update on the short squeeze play, as well as talk about why I did get back into the stock and what my plans are for it going forward. But before I do that, I just want to quickly again mention my plans of turning my channel into a social enterprise going forward to those that are new here. I want to promote this now, as I know that partway through videos, viewers have a tendency of dropping off. But basically I want to encourage people to subscribe to the channel, as by doing so, once the channel does become monetized, viewers and subscribers will be helping to make a difference to some good causes simply by watching videos on the channel. I think it's a novel way to raise money for good causes rather than physically donating cash. I honestly think this is a unique way to tackle a range of social issues and am excited by what can potentially come from this sort of initiative. So I encourage you to subscribe and be a part of all that. Or just subscribe if you want to see more updates on Exela Technologies or other stocks. Either way is really fine. Anyway, let's get into the Exela Technologies short squeeze update. To start with, let's look at the deal very briefly. I will link the more extensive release in the comments, but the essence of it is a $7.5 million deal that will expand a large healthcare party's use of PCH Global, one of Exela Technologies' flagship offerings. The deal for the company is pretty big, as it's roughly the equivalent of 5% of their earnings over the past year, so it's a fairly significant deal. What is quite interesting about this deal is that it is eye-opening regarding how wide this particular service can be offered by Exela Technologies. Exela already operates in a global market, and there are plenty of countries that have similar healthcare systems that balance the public healthcare system with the private system. Therefore, similar types of deals could perceivably be made with numerous healthcare insurers in multiple countries globally. Keep in mind, this is just one of many services that Exela Technologies offers to clients in the over 50 countries which they have a presence in. I've said it before, despite their small market cap, they are a big operation that have highly scalable services. So to dive into the technical analysis, starting off, since my last update, this was the present state of play for the short squeeze. The shaded areas represent where short sellers are currently caught out. The red squares are the nucleus of the short squeeze effort, and the yellow square is a trading period where some short sellers may have been caught out. Short traders in this period are still currently stuck in their position and are in a distressed position because the stock price has not come back down to the levels for which they would have placed their deals at. Since the June quarter results came out on Tuesday, we did see a continued downward trend, which potentially unlocked some distressed short sellers. As we can see by this upward movement yesterday, on the back of the announcement of the $7.5 million deal, there was a strong recovery in the share price to close the day around recent highs the stock saw just prior to these results being released. Personally, I managed to buy in at $2.97 per stock for a total of 500 stocks early in trade. So currently I am up by a decent amount. I'll talk more about this a little later on. As for the changes to our tracking of the short squeeze, I've now drawn a line at the $3.07 mark as a cutoff for where distressed short sellers would be at. I avoided putting it at the closing price because the stock did trade in a tighter range for the last couple of hours of the session. So we can see we have now captured more red zone distressed short sellers, and I've also added another yellow square for short traders who may have been caught out from Tuesday's trade and not exited their positions before yesterday's rally. There is a chance that there are more distressed short sellers in between all of the trading that occurred between the purple and red lines recently, but for illustrative purposes, the two new squares represent where most of the short sellers are likely caught out at. While it is good to catch more in the short squeeze, at this stage I think it is worth highlighting that our three earlier short seller squares have had short sellers trapped for over a fortnight now, and the stock seems to have found some lower resistance in its price range, indicated by the upper red line. So these sellers may very well be starting to feel a bit of a pinch at the moment, as the stock shows no signs of coming back down to those levels at this stage. Perhaps in a bit of mixed news for the short squeeze effort, XELA has climbed to 4th on the list of most shorted stocks on the market, with 37.65% of its total float shorted. I think also because we saw a bit of a drop yesterday in shorting activities from previous days, this may have been a sign that there were indeed a number of short sellers which were caught out, as this figure is not higher. Also, it is worth pointing out that a short volume ratio of 45% is still quite high. So there was still a lot of short activities, even though it was a drop off from recent days. One unfortunate sign for the short squeeze effort, however, is that we have seen a reduction in the shorts borrow fee. This figure has gone down to 8.16 from 9% in my pre-results update 2 days ago. This is a sign that a number of previously distressed shorts positions have got out following the 1.5 sessions of decline the stock experienced prior to Wednesday. Make no mistake, however, the short squeeze is still a play, and given the rally yesterday, it has again turned the heat up on the situation. So just to finish off with, why did I buy back into XELA stock? From Tuesday's results, I personally saw some positive developments in the balance sheet for the company. When you combine that with the drop off in the stock price and the rise on the back of yesterday's news, to me yesterday early on I saw a good value proposition in XELA stock. Now I have talked about this before, but the company does seem to be getting back some of their pre-pandemic revenues, which bodes well for a company that has made a big effort to pay down a lot of their short-term liabilities and to make them more profitable. That was one of the key highlights in the results for me, is that the gross profit margins did improve significantly despite still running at a loss. Also, finally, there is a $4 12-month price target, which is a 35% upside on the price which I bought in yesterday. So that's got me excited, and it might be like a selling goal to get the stock up to that point. Realistically, though, however, the short squeeze could see that price realised much sooner than we expected, as the stock has crossed over the $4 mark several times already this year in earlier short-term short squeeze attempts. So in the meantime, I am planning to at least hold the position with a target of maybe selling at $4 or reassessing how I'm going. But I also plan to do some accruing of the stocks, so buying and selling, and trying to capture more stock and increase my overall holding. Anyway, what do you guys think? Did I make the right call buying in when I did at $2.97 per stock? Do you think the short squeeze will be realised? Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you would like to see more XELA or other stock related updates, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel. By doing so, as I pointed out at the start, you are helping to support the social enterprise initiative I'm hoping to turn this channel into in the near future, where just by watching videos, people are helping to support good causes at no financial cost. I don't want to sell people anything, I just want to use YouTube to help raise money for some good causes. I think it's a great opportunity to harness the power of YouTube for a social good. Anyway guys, until next time, may the markets trade in your favour. Cheers.